It's currently 11:36. I have a party at 6 o'clock, which means I need to leave by like 5:45. So let's make a dress. I also need to factor in getting ready time. I will need to do my hair and my makeup and all that jazz, but I ordered this beautiful fabric from Mood, and I think I'm gonna try to just make like a little black dress. If you remember, I made the cherry print dress, which I believe was a Leo Lynn recreation. I'm gonna use that same sewing pattern. No, I do not consider that cheating, but I do think I can sew this up with enough time to get ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out all my pattern pieces and get right into it. 'I don't have enough fabric to line the entire dress, so I just cut everything out at about half the length of the pattern piece to make sure that I had enough to accommodate for the boning. Everything cut out, I'm gonna start sewing these together in preparation for doing the sew-in boning, and I'm gonna worry about making these all the same length after I have everything attached at the top. So it is already time to get sewing, and I finished cutting at 12:11. 12:22, and now it is time to iron this lining piece and apply the sew-on boning. I'm not going to worry about making channels. This is going to be on the inside of the dress, so it doesn't really need to be crazy perfect for me. Last time I felt like when I sewed the channels on for the boning, that looked really messy, so I'm excited to try this different method, and all this puckering that you see should be fixed once I give this a good iron and attach the boning. Another thing that I need to do is iron this very curly Ridgeline? I think that's how you say it, Ridgeline? Ridgeline. I don't know. Sew-in boning. You can see it's got quite a curve to it. So I'm going to prepare this for installation as well. I'll also be using this for the hem to give the hem a little bit of structure. I just want to show you the difference. These 3 seams on this side have been pressed, and these 3 have not. Pressing makes such a difference. Don't skip it. It is 12:38, and right now I am waiting for the boning to cool. When it's that curly and you have to use heat in order to remove the curl, I like to put my pattern weights on top of the boning and let it fully cool before I start working with it, because I think that's really what helps like straighten it out. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, as much as I'm feeling like I want to take a break, I'm actually going to get started on the outer layer of the dress, because time not on my side for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and start assembling the main bodice. It's going to be so cute, and I do have a fair amount of fabric scraps left, so I don't know, since this is a holiday party, maybe I will add like a giant bow to this dress or something fun, just so that it looks a little different. I actually think Gracie did that for some of the product photos, so since I'm tight on time, maybe I'll check out her page and see what tutorials she made for that, just so that I can get to work. Well, this is what I get for trying to move fast and last minute. It is 1:20, and I spent quite a bit of time finishing up the main fabric of the dress and also attempting to press it, which took some time. And then I started to attach my boning, and that's when I realized that I attached the boning to the wrong side. So now I need to undo this. I don't even know if I can take this apart, to be quite honest. So hard to see what's happening. Where are you holding on? It's a rainy day, so it's not very bright in here. Okay. Whew. Let's reattach that. As you can see, my boning is still quite curly. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I am applying the curl in the same direction that the curve of the bust is, and that will kind of help it look a little nicer on the body. I was going to finish all my seams using my pinking shears because I don't have any black thread for my serger, but I can't find those. So I think what I'm gonna have to do for now is skip that part and just leave my seams on the inside raw. And then maybe what I'll do sometime in the future is I'll track down my pinking shears and I'll get back in there. I think for tonight it's gonna be just fine. It is 1:36 and I have attached the boning. So all that is left is to attach the lining, which I think looks super good. I'm super glad I took out that wrongly sewn boning and put it in the right way. So I'm going to put my lining top with the front of the dress and sew right sides together along the top, and then I will understitch the seam allowance down. I think I did that last time, or maybe I won't. I don't remember what happens with the boning. But then after that, all that's left is to hem the dress and to install the zipper. I think I cut the dress too short already, so I might be doing a very, very, very baby hem, which I don't know, we'll see. I did this last time too, oopsies. All right, here's a little sneak peek. I just attached the lining to the top of the dress, and now I'm going to put the zipper in and hem it. Turns out I did not order enough of the black horse braid hair. I can't remember what it's called, but the dress is looking so cute. I can't wait to put it on and show you, but I think I am going to have to do the hem with the pink. It just needs it. And then that also buys me a little bit of length when I am hemming it. And I think, you know, if that peeks through, that's totally fine. So I'm gonna hem the dress using the pink. My first step here is to join these to be a loop, and I'm going to attach these with a zigzag stitch because they do have a little bit of stretch. Now they're a continuous stretchy loop, and I'm going to use a straight stitch to attach it to the bottom of the dress, and I'm just going to put this joined end at the center back seam. I'm just going to sew them to the right side of the dress. And now that I have all this pink attached, I'm just going to fold it to the inside of the dress, and I'm going to hand tack it to all of the interior seam allowances, and then I'll give everything a good press, and that should hold it down enough because there's no lining, so any stitching that I do is going to have to be pretty visible, so I'm going to try to avoid that at all costs. The dress is done and hemmed. I'm glad I was able to have enough to hem the dress, and the pink does not poke out at all. And this is what I am left with scraps wise. So I'm gonna try to make a really big bow to go on the front of the dress, which is essentially going to be just a really long tube of fabric that is sewn right sides together so it's nice and finished. And then you just make a little tube to go over that in the center, and it takes that long rectangle and turns it into a bow. I'll be sure to link to Gracie's tutorial on how to do this in the description below. So I've cut out a piece of fabric that is essentially just a long rectangle. I'm going to start by sewing this side just a straight seam down. Now that I have that sewn, I now have a continuous tube of fabric, and I'm going to position that seam in the center, and that's because I want it to be hidden when this gets scrunched down to a bow. I don't have enough fabric to do it the way that Gracie did it. So now I'm going to turn this to the right side, making sure that that seam is on the center back. And then I am just going to tuck these raw edges in like so. Here you can see folded and everything's pinned in place. So I'm just going to sew the tube shut here and here. And This is about 21 inches once it's folded, so you'll need to double that for your rectangle if you are going to be making the bow using this super simple method. I will have visible top stitching on my bow, and then we'll make the centerpiece to nicely fold everything in place. Gracie used a zip tie in order to get everything nice and pleated exactly where she wanted it for the bow, which makes sense because if you were to just use the cloth, it's not going to really hold anything in place. So I'm kind of just folding the fabric to be 3 pleats in the center. So I've got 3 pleats. I'm going to just take my zip tie and tighten that into place. And now I have a bow. I just need to trim this, and now I'm just going to make a little piece of fabric to cover this portion of the bow. And then I need to sew this somehow onto the dress. It's 3:11. Did something very similar. I sewed the ends of this tube shut and I positioned that seam in the center back, and now I am just wrapping it around my bow to see the size that it needs to be. So now I'm just going to sew this together and then I'll trim it down. Just trim the excess off. And now I am going to shove the bow through this opening. Trim a little extra thread I have here. And now I have a bow. And I think I'm just gonna hand sew it onto the dress, probably tacking it about here. That looks a little insane, but I'm going to now hand sew this onto the dress. Cute. 3:32. And the dress is done. I just finished sewing the bow on, so it's all properly attached and it won't come off while I'm wearing it. It took me 4 hours to cut and sew this project. I feel like that's not bad at all. Keep in mind I didn't have what I needed to finish the seams, so I would maybe add about 20 minutes of sewing time to this project if I had what I needed, but this dress is actually really easy to open back up and to finish the seams that I would need to finish, which would mainly be the seams for the main dress here and then the seam that goes along the bottom of the lining. I wish I wouldn't have ironed the hem directly on while I had the horse hem, because now you kind of have this line that's visible around the length of the hem, but I still think it'll look really cute. So I have plenty of time. I have 2 hours before I need to leave. So I'm gonna go get pretty, get ready, and I will be back to show you the dress on. Here is the final look. I absolutely love how this one turned out. I'm so glad I went with the big bow. It's dramatic, but also super fun. So I highly recommend this pattern for your upcoming holiday party if you're looking for one.